Hi everyone, welcome back into the workshop and to my first episode of what's on the bench this week. So as you can see in the background, the Mac is looking a little bit poorly. Now when I was driving it around at East, I did take it through some water, which I don't normally do, and unfortunately it packed up halfway through. I wasn't sure at the time. I had a bit of a theory that I thought it might be maybe the receiver, which is a shame because this is a Spectrum receiver and it's supposed to be waterproof. So I can only think that maybe the pins got shorted out or something like that. But it is dead. I've tested it, I've cleaned it. It's been through the ultrasonic bath and unfortunately it hasn't come back to life. So that's quite disappointing. Somebody local who does level 3 micro board testing or whatever it's called. I'm not 100% certain what it's called, but you guys might know. But if not, if anyone's got any ideas, I've contacted Spectrum, and because it's over a year old, they're not interested. So that's a shame. Throw it away because at the end of the day, if it can be repaired for a few quid, then I'll get it done. Because at the end of the day, it's a 6-channel receiver, and it's up to then it was working fine. So, but luckily, a friend of mine came to the rescue, and he's given me another one. So I've got something to replace it with. So that's going to be one of the things. Another thing that I noticed while I was there was these old tyres. These are Proline flat irons. These are the XL ones in 2.2, and they're absolutely brilliant tyres. I really highly recommend these. I've actually got these on a few rigs, but the foams inside are absolutely shot, and the Mackie is a bit of a heavy girl, and when I've got something on the back of it as well, doesn't help. So a friend of mine, John Reed, he does the 3D printed frames, and I'll contact him and I'll get him to knock me up a set for these. The 2.2 tyres, like I said, they're a bit bigger than normal, but they look spot on a Mac. I'm quite happy with the stance of it, so I'm not going to change that. I just want to change the fact that these foams are absolutely shot. So obviously get a set of 4 of those. Went into my local hobby shop at the weekend, which is Rochester RC, which is obviously in Rochester in Kent. Brilliant guys up there. I was having a walk around, needed to pick up a couple of little bits, and I just noticed this on the shelf. Now, I'm not hugely up on my early Tamiyas, but I get the impression this is quite an early, maybe 80s, early 90s. It's called a Bush Devil. Now, I haven't done any Googling or anything on it yet, but the body's been painted really nicely, actually. It's in like a purple colour. The stickers have been put on really nicely. It's obviously suffered a little bit of damage over the years. It's got a brilliant light bar on the front, but I'm thinking maybe I might turn it into something crawly, I don't know. It needs a clean, so I'm going to give it a gentle wash so the stickers don't come off. But if you know anything about these, then pop it in the comments and let me know, because it'd be nice to know the history of it. I believe they were put on the same sort of chassis as the Beetles and things like that. But again, you'll probably know better than me. As you know, I make a lot of stuff. I go through a hell of a lot of drill bits. I don't go through them because I'm not using them right. I use them. I'm going through them because I drill a hell of a lot of holes. And when you're drilling sort of 2mm holes in steel, you generate a lot of heat. Now I've been trying a couple of different cutting compounds lately, and one that I was given was some Anchor lube, and it's working brilliantly. I have to say, one of my top, I'm a big fan of A-Bomb79. He's a machinist on YouTube, and he swears by the stuff. So I picked up some more drill bits. So I've got to chuck them in the drawers, my organised drawers. Now it doesn't look a lot, but there's 25 quid's worth of drill bits there. So when people ask me to make stuff, I have to account for drill breakages and anything like that as well. Not that I'm adding the cost on for the people, but I have to take into account obviously wear and tear on my tooling and stuff like that. If you're aware, I do a bit of TIG welding as well, and I'm still in the early phases. So I've got some tungstens here that I've got to regrind and get a nice new point on those, and they can go back into the stock ready to be used. So at the moment, I've got a very busy week ahead. The Mac, I'm going to do a bit of an overhaul on that with a few things. So obviously I'd like to try and make it a bit more water resistant. So I'm thinking of using maybe a Traxxas receiver box on that, because they're pretty waterproof. And reprint some of the tanks and things on the side to make them a bit more hardy, and maybe put some sort of toolboxes on it as well. But it's a really cool rig. I really enjoy driving it. It always turns heads wherever it goes, and it's really nice. I really appreciate that. So just a quick overview of that. It's like a universal a fully adjustable chassis. I think it probably came from somewhere like AliExpress originally, but I bought it in a box of parts. It's a Mack Brooder cab. They're getting quite difficult to get hold of now, especially in the UK. So if you see one, it's a good idea to buy them up. They are 1/14 scale, so don't expect them to sit perfectly on a set of TRX4 axles, but they do make really good crawlers. And this was like a pickup bed on it, so I just took the sides off and I use it as a flat bed, like a bit of a recovery truck. And as you can see, it's got a crane on it. So it's got flashing rotating lights on it, the headlights work on it as well. It's got a little sound unit in it, a DAS micro sound unit. The bonnet flips up and it's got a scale engine in it and stuff. So it's a pretty good rig, and surprisingly for the wheelbase, it's probably running about 340 wheelbase. It runs really well. All the links are custom made by myself just to make them a bit longer. So I'm going to have a play around with that and see if I can make that a bit better as well. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week. If this is something that you guys might be interested in, then pop a comment below. See if there's anything that you want me to cover, you know, bits in my workshop or any of the rigs that I've got. I've got a couple of rigs from the weekend that I need to do a couple of bits of sort of repair work on, so I'll probably cover that. And yeah, any other bits you want me to cover, let me know, and we'll see if this can be a regular thing. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.